Welcome everybody here to Bubba's 33 here in El Paso, Texas. I am Mason Costa, joined alongside Eddie Modelos and the Hall of Fame coach Tony Grijalva as the Inside Heat returns for another season, gentlemen. A lot of baseball action in the works here. But first, how's everybody doing? Eddie, how was that drive from Las Cruces?
It was a drive. Let me tell you something. The traffic was trafficking. Thank goodness for the updates. And I made it safely, though, here on time. And it was actually a beautiful drive as the sun was setting. It was a perfect time. And we know we love our borderland sunsets. There could be a debate, right? We can have a debate as does Las Cruces have a better sunset or El Paso? I'm sure that could be a really good debate.
I'm going to have to say the Sun City. I got to do that.
We got the Oregon Mountains.
Yeah,
okay, all right. There we go.
We got the Franklins here. Coach, how's everything going? I know you guys had a busy day here with the granddaughters getting ready.
Yeah, we did, and look forward to that. And now we're looking forward to this here at our new location here, Bubba's 33, and excited about that.
We got to try Bubba's over the weekend,
yes, we
right?
did.
Yeah. So.
This should be a good one here. First, let's talk about Tejanos baseball, guys, and the Tejanos are starting out strong again, coming into the season already 15-5 on a 6-game win streak currently. Eddie, what have you seen so far from these Tejanos?
We know the things I've seen, the first thing that I think of right away is the Tejanos offense. I mean, time in and time out, Coach, we say it the last 2 years, that we've been doing it. Their offense is what carries them, Coach. Yeah. And again, but you brought it up in the last broadcasts, the pitching has really stepped up to help the offense. So again, they were ranked number 22 by the Writers Association, and so that was a big thing. I predict that they'll be in the top 25 in the coaches poll coming up very soon with the way they're playing. If they continue to play the way they've been playing over the last few weekends, again, I truly believe that they will jump into the coaches poll top 25. But again, offense. Even with the loss of Gus Kane, I don't know his status. Right. He did get injured I think it was about a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now. Yeah. Even with his loss, he was one of the staples of the offensive lineup. But everyone has stepped up to the plate, no pun intended, and really showcased what they can do as a full offense, top to bottom.
Exactly. Well, you talk about the offense, as a team, they're batting .400, which is in 20 games, that's not a bad average to have. And then, as you mentioned, the pitching, the first 3 pitchers, the first 4 actually, they've done really well. They did have a rough spot that the Tejanos did about 2 weeks ago when they went out of town, but they played some good competition. And then this next week, they've got some more tough competition in Mexico Military Institute. That should be an interesting match as well.
You were talking about the top 4 pitchers, and the one I'm glad we have it listed here is Jaziel Bucaut. And he's got a couple of complete games, and one of the games I remember, he had a rough start, but very next inning comes around, he really found his control and really got through the opposing team. 23 and 2/3 innings pitched with 19 strikeouts, Coach. He's been doing really well.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the whole pitching staff there, Eddie, this past weekend, there's 4 pitchers, played 4 games. Led by Carlos Rodriguez, El Guapo they called him. He did not give up a walk at all. Yeah. And that's how you win ball games.
And again, right, to the other side, right, they haven't been giving up the walks. However, the opposing teams have really been giving up the walks, Coach, and it shows because you can be a good offense, right, and then you can lose your patience, and you can start swinging away at everything. But that's not what the Tejanos have done, Coach, right? I mean, how many walks have they tallied? Do you happen to know that?
Yeah, they gave up 4 walks this weekend alone, just 4 walks. Yeah. Again, we have to mention Jalen Gutierrez as well, new to the staff. I like his style of pitching. He likes to throw that breaking pitch and does a good job with that. 10 strikeouts he had when he pitched on Friday afternoon. And again, that is impressive. And if they continue to work that way, you're looking for a very successful season for the Tejanos.
One other thing that you got to take into consideration is all their pitchers are starting to do that. We even got to see Evan Martinez, the Isleta graduate, in that 1 inning of work, strike out 2 there just to close out that game.
Yeah. Yeah, on Saturday, we actually saw 9 different pitchers pitch for the Tejanos. So Coach Susi wants to give everybody some work, get everybody ready, so when conference play starts, everyone will be ready.
That was one of his concerns with the way the offense has been going. They've been having shortened games, 5 innings, 7 innings, and the relievers haven't been able to get a lot of work. But again, the offense led by Salvador Rocha, who's hitting .433, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs, and a cycle.
Yeah, and talking about Rocha, he had the cycle 2 weeks ago, and in that game, of course, he hit for the cycle, single, double, triple, home run. He also walked, and then he was hit by a pitch. So everything was covered in that game for him.
Everything that you could possibly do at the plate, he did it.
Yep.
And the good thing about that, speaking of Coach Susi and Sal Rocha, they will be on our next show, which won't be this next Monday, but Monday the 16th, right before St. Patty's. And Bubba's will be celebrating a St. Patty's thing there as well on the 17th on Tuesday. We'll have more information on that, but Coach Susi and Sal Rocha will be on the show for that episode there. Again, with the Tejanos, Coach, we saw him last year have that good streak. Like you said, conference play is going to be key here. Getting those pitchers in the rotation now should be beneficial.
Yeah, and I think that that's what Coach Susi. I talked to him before the season started. One of the things that he mentioned that was important to him was he scheduled some tougher games in the preseason, and on their first out of town trip they were 1-3. But they played I think the number 1 ranked team, and then the number 1 ranked team in the conference as well. So, that sort of helped them get that experience that they needed, and hopefully that'll carry them through this season once conference play begins.
Big test coming up March 6th and 7th against New Mexico Military Institute. They've been, we're in the Writers Association rankings as well, Coach. And, what do you think? They got to really step it up this weekend, I think, to really showcase what they can do.
Yeah, I think looking at the stats from New Mexico Military Institute, they have a strong pitching staff, so it's not going to be as easy getting the hits as they had before. And I do want to mention Johnny Mesa, who stepped up this past weekend. At one point, he was 8 hits and 10 at bats, and he hit a home run. I mean, he raised his average 100 points, his batting average. So, hopefully for him, he'll continue that streak going this next weekend.
And the other thing about Johnny Mesa is he had 17 RBI as well as about 17 to 20 viewers on our broadcast when we were playing the other day.
Yep.
So a lot of action there. Like I said, we will have the doubleheader between New Mexico Military Institute and the El Paso Tejanos this Friday and Saturday. When we come back from the break, we'll start talking about high school baseball. You're watching the Inside Heat right here on EP Sports Network.
There will be a meet and greet March 12th at Bubba's 33 from 3 to 8 p.m. for the Monster Jam. The Monster Jam has become a extremely popular event here in El Paso, Texas. I want to say at least 5-6 years in a row. 20 years in a row? Oh, man. So 20 years of consistent showings of the Monster Jam. And the thing that always got me, Coach, is that when I worked at the Humboldt Association, we got calls left and right because they thought we were the ones hosting that event. But the Monster Jam sells out year after year. So meet and greet. There's a hit ball by Orlando Samaniego. Goes to the
welcome back here to Bubba's 33. I'm Asa Costa, joined alongside Eddie Morelos and the Hall of Fame coach Tony Grijalva. And we got a very special guest here, Director of Marketing for Bubba's 33, Miss Elizabeth Chavez. Liz, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you. How's everyone?
Doing great here. Let's go ahead and fix her mic right here.
Yeah, I think it's
Go ahead and try it now.
it's on there. Yeah,
Go a little
we
bit.
got her on there, Ace.
Go. All right, Liz, go ahead and tell us a little bit about what's going on here at Bubba's 33.
Okay, I'll introduce myself. My name is Liz from the marketing team at Bubba's 33. Just want to let everyone know and invite everyone. We are having the official meet and greet here at our restaurant.
There we go. Now we go. Sorry about. There we go.
No, that's okay. Again, my name is Liz from the marketing team at Bubba's 33. Just want to invite everybody to our meet and greet for Monster Jam. We will be having it next Thursday, which is March the 12th from 4 to 8. We will also have 20 vendors, as we also are hosting a vendor for women-owned businesses, highlighting and also celebrating International Women's Day. And so we just want everybody here so we can have a good time. We will be having live music, also some games for kids, the vendors, and of course the show from El Paso Network. And we thank you for being here.
A lot of stuff that goes on here at Bubba's for Monster Jam. How did that partnership come about?
We've had a long partnership with Bubba's 33 and also Monster Jam, where we last time they hosted it at the Texas Roadhouse, and we also partnered with them and we had an event over there. So we're very thankful to them for allowing us to host them, and it's something that the community is very excited about, and that we love to have the meet and greet, hopefully like a big lot party, just to enjoy the event. And everybody's very anticipating, to have that event for Saturday and Sunday. I believe the 14th and 15th is when the Monster event will be. They'll be having the event. So we will be there on on Saturday for the pit party as well. And we will be handing out Bubba's 33's prizes and also some free appetizer vouchers to all of our attendees.
Have you ever driven a monster truck?
I have never driven a monster truck. I've driven several trucks. I actually like trucks, but not an actual monster truck. So I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I can take some pictures and get some autographs.
But you've been to the Monster Jam before, because it's a 20-year tradition here in El Paso, Texas. Sells out every year.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. I have a son. He's already 23, but I took him every year.
Wow.
I wanted to take him this year, but for whatever reason, he doesn't want to hang out with mom. So hopefully he'll be here for Bubba's 33 meet and greet, and we hope to see everyone out here.
Awesome.
What kind of crowd do you expect for the meet and greet? Obviously, as we talked about, it's a very popular event. And you've got a very big parking lot here. Are you expecting a lot of people coming in to that meet and greet?
Yes, we hope so. We've been marketing and we've been talking to many businesses, local owner, our guests that come in. Actually, on Thursdays, every Thursday from 5 to 8 is kids' night. So per adult entree, if they buy the adult entree, a kid's pizza is $1.99. So every last Thursday of the month, we actually host kids' night, where we do arts and crafts. So what we did this last Thursday was provide them with a monster truck, a coloring sheet. We told them to take it home, color it, and for them to come in on the day of the meet and greet, so they can get an autograph from the driver and take pictures with the actual truck and with the driver. So that's what we gave out. So any kids that want to come out, you can pick one up here at the restaurant. We would appreciate it and hope to see you soon.
Now, what other specials will you have that day on the Thursday, because it's a Thursday? So what other big specials will you might have?
The Thursday nights usually are post-game specials, usually the last 2 hours, which is a Thursday, which would be 9 to 11. We have our post-game specials that we offer for our wings, our burgers, and also our pizzas.
Perfect. And then, of course, we want everybody to start following Bubba's 33 on Facebook. It's Bubba's 33, and I think the address is like the direct link on there so people can follow your guys' page, because you guys are always running some either specials or certain events that are going on, correct?
That's correct. We try to do that pretty much on a daily or every other day to let you know what we're doing. We also do, we give back to the community a lot. So we post everything that we do. We work with schools. We do fundraising. We do golf tournaments with police department, El Paso Fire Department. So we post everything on there. Our managing partner, Marina Herrera, and our restaurant, we give back to the community. So that's what we like to post and to let everybody know what we do. Of course, like social media works, the more followers, the more likes, the more things that we can do for our guests and for our, all the kids that come to thank you for coming to our restaurant.
Perfect there. So when we come back from the break, we'll talk about high school baseball, and then we'll have one of your employees talk about the food specials and their take on that as well. You guys are watching the Inside Heat right here on EP Sports Network.
There will be a meet and greet March 12th at Bubba's 33 from 3 to 8 p.m. for the Monster Jam. The Monster Jam has become a extremely popular event here in El Paso, Texas. I want to say at least 5-6 years in a row. 20 years in a row? Oh, man. So 20 years of consistent showings of the Monster Jam. And the thing that always got me, Coach, is that when I worked at the Humboldt Association, we got calls left and right because they thought we were the ones hosting that event. But the Monster Jam sells out year after year. So meet and greet. There's a hit ball by Orlando Samaniego. Goes to the
And welcome back here to Bubba's 33 as we are here for the Inside Heat. I am Ace Acosta, joined alongside the Hall of Fame coach Tony Grijalva and Eddie Morelos. As you see on the bottom of your screen is the EP Sports Network sports ticker, all the upcoming games for high school EPCC, UTEP Softball, and even AEW Wrestling coming to town this week. But now we are going to get our hands loaded up here for high school baseball, guys. And already it's been a crazy season here. Let's start with District 16A in the baseball standings here as Coronado leads it's 16A. They have not started district play yet, but with a record of 10-3 going into it so far, Coach.
Yeah, when you look at some of these records, I'm surprised they played that many games already. I thought they just barely started, but usually, as always, in the preseason games, a lot of tournaments.
Yep.
And there have been a lot of tournaments here in town and also out of town. They play some good competition, but looking at the standings here, Coronado, who advanced last year, passed by district into the area round. Looks like they're gonna have another good team. And then again, Franklin as the same thing. So I know once we get started with district, this is going to be a tough district, as it always is.
Well, it looks to me what stands out is the West Side is leading the charge right now, and it's early in the season, like you said, Coach. And sometimes they play the teams that'll help tune themselves up, or sometimes they play teams that are going to give them a big challenge. Exactly. Either way, Coronado has won 10 games already, and like you already pointed out, Franklin not far behind with 7 wins so far again, and Coronado beat Del Rio recently, 15-0.
Yeah, that is impressive. A lot of these teams have beaten outside teams. Franklin, they beat Victoria East 11-3. Eastwood beat a good playing U team 8-7. So again, some of this competition again is only to make them better once district begins.
Just like you said, some people I remember back in the day, there was a coach who would schedule a little bit of a weaker schedule, and he said that he enjoyed that because they would win all those games and it would give his team the mentality that they're winners, and they would have so much confidence within them that they became so hard to beat because they didn't think that they could lose.
Yeah, that's true. And looking at these teams, and we haven't really talked personnel. We'll get into the personnel more individually as we go through and start covering some of these games. But one of the names I do want to mention for Coronado, Ben Wilson. Ben Wilson is a senior this year. He was All-State last year. Okay. He's batting over 400, and he's got very impressive stats. He's a commit to New Mexico State as well. So I'm anxious to watch him play this season.
Well, again, we know the talent that's around here. We see it all the time.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot right there. Moving into District 15A. The Chapin Huskies, Coach, 7-4 right now, leading the top there. And not surprising, but a good thing to see. Jefferson Silver Fox is right there in the middle of the pack, and Andrus and Canantillo rounding that out.
Yeah, Jefferson, again, they're 5-5. Not really that impressive, again, early in the season. But what impresses me right now, they're on a 3-game win streak. And once you get rolling with those win streaks, it helps, obviously, the confidence of all the players. Looking at the scores, Chapin beat a good Pueblo team, 22-3. So that tells me Chapin's got some offense as far as that is concerned. Burgess, always a good team, beat Pueblo also. Jefferson 11-2 over San Agustin. And again, Andrus with an 8-2 win over Mountain View. So this is going to be another competitive district once the district schedule comes up.
The one thing that you mentioned was about win streaks, and the win streak that really stood out to me, as you mentioned, Burgess typically a good team, right? Mm-hmm. And right now they're 5-4-2, but that means that they started off 0-4-2 and then just won 5 straight. Right. Maybe that's the hot streak that they need to get on as they head into the district play.
Exactly, and one of the things that's different in sport of baseball or softball, as different from any other sports like football, is you have a different pitcher every ball game. So circumstances are a little bit different, being left-handed, right-handed, whatever it may be. It makes things a little bit more interesting and more competitive when you see it that way. Yeah.
Now, is there a pitch count in New Mexico high school baseball?
There is a pitch count, I believe, and I don't know what that is, but there is a pitch count because I remember when I had to go work the state tournament, they asked me out of nowhere, hey, we need you to be an official scorer for single-A baseball, and that was different from scoring triple-A baseball, right?
Sure.
Anyways, and they made me aware of this pitcher can only go this many innings. So yes, there
this
is.
should be an interesting district here as we get more into the season. Going into District 2-5A, this district's going to be very, very tough with, of course, Americas and Hanks and Del Valle in there. Del Valle currently leading it, Coach, 8-1 on an 8-game winning streak.
Yeah. 8-game winning streak. That's pretty impressive. Looking at some of the opponents that they played. Again, a lot of them out of town opponents, so you really don't know. It's hard to judge that way. But again, you got a good Bel Air team. They're 7-2. America's always tough. They're 4-2 right now. El Dorado at the bottom, but I don't expect to see El Dorado at the bottom very long. They're going to start moving their way up, and then once district starts, they're going to be in contention.
Recent scores that stick out to me, Coach, Permian held Horizon scoreless, and hopefully, Horizon can pick things up, find their offense, and then Parkland wins big against Desert Christian, so it seems like their offense right now might be going on, but again, so early in the season, there's a lot to go on still before it's all said and done.
This district is very good. Got to keep our eyes on that one. Moving into 1-4A as the Riverside Rangers lead atop that district on a 4-game winning streak there, Coach.
Yeah, Riverside, always tough, and they play hard. They always have good pitching, I think, and I think that's what helps to carry them into district play. But right now, they're at the top at 6-3. Irvin, Isleta last year. We talked about Evan Martinez. He was the ace of the staff of the district, actually. Now he's with the Tejanos. We saw him pitch this past weekend. So Isleta lost a lot of seniors, so they are a young team, but I expect them to keep moving up there as we get closer to season. And then you got a Bowie and Austin who Bowie just finished their basketball season. They were in the playoffs, and I know that there's quite a few players on the Bowie basketball team that haven't even gone out and started playing baseball. So those are other factors that you have to consider.
And that's something I wonder about with schools like San Elizario, right? I know San Elizario as a running team, meaning track, cross country, things like that, long distance kind of running, right? Mm-hmm. I wonder how many athletes are going towards the track side of things, right, where they're not going out for baseball, and if that even happens, at places like that. But, for example, they lost 11-0 to Riverside recently. So that was just, as you were talking, that was making me think of those kind of situations.
And, there's always a problem in 4A. 4A obviously means that smaller enrollment, so you've got less athletes to pick from, and a lot of athletes are multi-sport athletes, so they have to finish one sport before they start another. So those are all different factors. That's why you got to wait till district play starts, and then you really start to get that picture that you want to see.
Again, on the bottom of your screen, you can see on the EP Sports Network ticker of all the upcoming games this Tuesday and Wednesday. There are some Wednesday games in the 6A division going on as well. As we move from 1-4A to what you were talking about a little bit earlier, Eddie, in 2-4A, the Clint Lions riding a 3-game winning streak there, Coach, but it's still kind of a tie there with Mountain View, who's actually on a 4-game skid.
Yeah, and that's what you look at. The Mountain View Lobos, they lost to a very good Andros team, 8-2. So, you've got the other factor that's involved is you got 4A schools playing 5A schools, playing 6A schools, and, all of that you have to factor in when you're looking at these scores. That's why, to me, I mean, these records, they really don't mean a whole lot. It's not until you start getting into district play, then you start looking to separate the contenders from the pretenders, as they say.
I mean, you look at it right now, everybody's about a game under 500 right now, but again, there has to be a district winner. Somebody will go to the playoffs, and they'll be fine-tuned by then to see how good they really are.
Exactly.
As we go into the last district here, the 4-3A, and the Anthony Wildcats there atop of the division there in a tough district that includes Presidio, Kermit, and Alpine and Tornillo there, Coach. Good showing there by the Wildcats.
Yeah, well, you know, we talked about this in all the different sports. Anthony is in a situation where because of their enrollment, they really don't play schools in this area. They have to travel to play. And that makes it that much tougher. But right now, at least to start, you know, it looks like they got some momentum. They're 3-4. They did lose the last game they played, but nonetheless, I think once it gets to district play, they're going to be a contender.
Anthony, Texas reminds me of the size of Lordsburg, New Mexico. Sorry. To just throw that out to make the comparison.
True.
There it is there. Now, Eddie, I know you have some high school news from the New Mexico area.
I do, but that's softball, so that's
that
gonna
is softball.
That's
Okay.
gonna wait for the next segment there. Yes.
I knew it was from New Mexico in some point. When we come back after the break, we'll talk more with Bubba's and take a look at some of the delicious food. You are watching the Inside Heat right here on EP Sports Network. And welcome back here to Bubba's 33. I am Asa Costa, joined alongside the Hall of Fame coach Tony Grijalva and Eddie Bomeros. And we got a very special guest here with us, gentlemen. We got Andre from Bubba's here to tell us a little bit more about the food. Andre, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So first off, what's your favorite menu item on this beautiful list?
Well, I have a few go-tos, but one of my favorites for sure is definitely the chicken and bacon avocado sandwich. And for me, it's a little bit more healthy than some of the really good fried chicken options we have. So I really like the grilled chicken sandwich with avocado and bacon for sure.
Awesome. Today is Burger Monday here, so tell folks again what's the special is going on today.
So all day that we're open, we have all of our burgers $7.50, which usually they're about $13, $14, so that's a great deal. And then if you come late enough, the last 2 hours that we're open, we also have our late night special, which is $7.50. No, so during the day, my bad, they're $9.99, which is still a great deal. And then for the late night, last 2 hours that we're open, it's $7.50.
Gentlemen, as you can see on the screen there, that burger they're delicious and tasty. Coach, you got to have that on Saturday there. How was that?
Yeah. I'm still dreaming about that burger with the onion ring on top and, and the barbecue. I mean, that was delicious. I was just sorry I had to put it down for a while just to call the ball game. But, yeah, it's very good.
Eddie?
Yeah, that was an experience for Coach. I'll say that. I look over and he's really enjoying it all
I
up
had
in his
barbecue
hand.
sauce all over my
Yeah,
score sheet.
yeah.
Great
But
goes.
I'm looking at the menu here online, and I mean, my eye caught the Sunshine Burger. What do you think about the Sunshine Burger there, Andre?
That one's definitely one of my favorites. When I come in and open early in the morning, if I don't get a chance to eat breakfast, I'll just get a Sunshine Burger with some eggs. And usually I'll even add some avocado on there, just some extra flavors. So that one's for sure one of my favorites as well.
So you have eggs, avocado, and bacon on there as well?
Yes, sir. And some loaded tots.
And loaded tots. Okay,
course.
so again, tell everybody here the food here is special because everything is made from scratch in house.
Yes,
correct?
scratch made food for all. Everything's made to order. So you're not getting nothing old, nothing's frozen. It's ready to go.
And
What is your recommendation on the wings? I like wings, but different flavors. So what would you recommend for the wings?
So if you want something spicy, I would definitely go with the raspberry chipotle. It's like a little sweet to it, but it does have that kick to get the job done. And if you're not crazy about spicy, I guess the mild is really good. It's like a regular buffalo. It's nothing too crazy. Or a little bit sweeter would be a good one. Would be the kickin' teriyaki. That one's one of my go-tos as well.
now again, today is Monday, but tomorrow is Tuesday.
Yes.
Talk about your guys' pizza special because we got to enjoy that there in the booth, and pizza was just delicious.
Yeah, so on Tuesdays, we have our 12-inch pizza special, which is a small. All of them on the menu, they're $11.99. And not only that, but if you get a side salad to go along with it, it's only $1.99. And usually the side salads are like $4 or $5, so that's a great deal to take advantage of for sure.
Eddie, salad right there.
I was looking at the salads already. I literally was just looking at it. I'm looking at the strawberry Kiona salad,
Yep.
The grilled chicken salad. I mean, there's so many options here. I don't know what I'm gonna go for in a while because I really do want to try one.
What is
You
your
can't go wrong with the pizza.
No, you can't. We loved it.
so
we did love it.
Andre, what do you feel is the best special throughout the week? What's your personal favorite?
I'm a burger guy, so I like the Monday Madness going on. And then, well, you don't even have to wait for Monday. Just whenever that's late night, so the last 2 hours that we're open, the burgers are $7.50. So a little late night munchies, we got it going on over here.
Now, you guys got a couple events coming up, St. Patty's and, of course, the Monster Trucks.
Yes,
how
for sure.
How excited are you for the Monster Truck coming into?
I'm really excited. I was always a big fan of it growing up, so to see that we're having a meet and greet here, it's going to be pretty cool.
Gentlemen, last questions here for Andre.
Yeah, I do. I noticed your baseball hat there.
Yes.
You're a big Dodgers fan, I take it,
Absolutely.
and you have all the TVs here as well. Do you tend to make sure that the Dodgers are on, or do you kind of spread the love? And if me, a Cubs fan, comes in, will you put a Cubs game on?
If they're playing the Dodgers, you can see the Cubs, but yeah, I'm just excited to watch the Dodgers dominate the same way they've been doing past couple years, and I'm just ready for that three-peat.
You really do sound like a Dodgers fan.
Of course.
He does sound like a Dodger fan.
Yeah.
So, Andre, thank you so much for joining us here again. Tell people what the special is going on tonight and for tomorrow.
So tonight we got our late night specials: $7.50 burgers, $10.99 pizzas, $7.50 6-piece boneless. And then, of course, tomorrow we got our pizza special, any 12-inch, $11.99, and then side salads with those for $1.99 as well.
Again, that is Andre here at Bubba's. Visit him and tip him well, and all the staff here at Bubba's 33. When we come back after the break, we will start talking about some more softball. This is the Inside Heat. You're watching it live on EP Sports Network.
There will be a meet and greet March 12th at Bubba's 33 from 3 to 8 p.m. for the Monster Jam. The Monster Jam has become a extremely popular event here in El Paso, Texas. I want to say at least 5-6 years in a row. 20 years in a row? Oh man, so 20 years of consistent showings of the Monster Jam. And the thing that always got me, Coach, is that when I worked at the Sunbowl Association, we got calls left and right because they thought we were the ones hosting that event. But the Monster Jam sells out year after year. So meet and greet. There's a hit ball by
there's a
Orlando
shot.
Samaniego. Goes to the
And welcome back here to Bubba's 33. I am Ace Acosta, joined alongside the Hall of Fame coach Tony Grijalva and Eddie Morelos. Gentlemen, as we get ready for softball action, first up in Tejanas action, we will have a game tomorrow between Eastern Arizona and the EPCC Tejanas there, Coach. Tejanas starting out the season pretty rough, Coach.
Yeah, they're struggling a little bit, but again, you've got a first-year coach and, some returning players from last year, but making that transition from one philosophy of one coach to another philosophy, another coach, it takes some time.
Little rough start, yes, that is true. However, they're hitting 249 on the season right now, so that is a positive right there that you can take there. And again, baseball, softball, just like baseball, it's a long season.
Right.
If you continue to work hard, you will see improvement throughout the year, and that's what you hope for, especially when there's a season that starts off like this. Again, new coach Aubrey Avila in her first season. She's going to start, replacing, or I wouldn't say replacing because you do that year after year anyways.
Right.
But she'll start implementing what she wants to implement as she starts to learn more about her team and what goes on around here.
Exactly, and I think that's a good point, Eddie. That's one of the keys is knowing her team. She hasn't been here very long. It takes a while to get to know everyone and get to know their skill sets and where to put them on the field and in the batting order and different things like that. So they're still working on that. I think right now what they need to do is just take it one step at a time and find some positives. Every ball game.
So again, we will be carrying the game on Tuesday, which is tomorrow against Eastern Arizona College. You and Ace will get that call starting at noon, and then the Tejanas will get back on the road March 6th and 7th. They'll go to Hobbs where they take on University of Southwest before returning on March 14th against Odessa College.
And continuing in college softball action, the UTEP Miners were at University of New Mexico Invitational there, Eddie, and came out of it, it was a rough start, but they ended up with the win towards the end.
Well, right now the Miners are just under 500 at 8-9 on the year, 6-6 at home, and one of the highlights of the season, I guess. I gotta be careful how I word that, but Oklahoma came to town and sold out the place. That was the biggest excitement of the thing, right? It's just that you had a big name in Oklahoma come to El Paso, Texas, to sell out the stadium there. But again, they were able to pick up the win to finish up the weekend when they beat Tarleton a big time 16-3 in 5 innings.
Yeah, one of the things that you look at is the way that they're playing. I mean, coming from behind, I think it was one of the Saturday games. They came from behind in the last inning to get that win. So that shows some positive improvement, and the season's still young. So they have a long ways to go.
And again, already the game against Texas Tech in April, I believe it's the 22nd. That game is already sold out. The Texas Tech Red Raiders and former Hanks alumni Desiree Spearman is on that squad as well. So it should be a very, very good matchup. It's going to be a tough one for the Miners, but to face that top tier caliber, sets the bar for the future.
Desiree Spearman, who we were able to interview during the All-Star game, the softball All-Star game last year, and I was able to interview her on my podcast as well. Spectacular young lady. Oh, yeah. I've been following her on Instagram these past few weeks, and she is hitting the ball like no other right now, Coach.
Yeah, no, her skill level is just, over the top, and you watch her bat, and the technique she uses. She's got the strongest wrists that I've ever seen, being able to make contact with the pitch, and she's always fun to see. Always.
She can also pitch.
She can also pitch.
Also pitch there. As you see again on the bottom of the screen is the EP Sports Network ticker. You'll see all the games on the deck for tomorrow and Wednesday, and you see there Mayfield taking on Isleta there, Eddie. You got some softball news from New Mexico high school ranks.
Well, the school I teach at is Mayfield High School, as most of you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but they won big this weekend, Ace, and the team put up 10 home runs in 2 games.
Wow.
And it was so cool to see that one of my students who's in my marketing class, she hit 2 bombas, and I believe she had 6 strikeouts as a pitcher as well. So shout out to Ari Lujan, who's a spectacular young lady in the marketing class. Also out of Las Cruces, coach, is Centennial High School. We brought them up during the broadcast. My niece plays for them. They're the defending champs out of the state of New Mexico, and they got off to a nice start at 2-0. And then Las Cruces High School traveled up to Albuquerque this weekend. They played Sandia. I talked to the main assistant over the weekend. He said they got off to a rough start. The girls seemed to be in their own heads, a little nervousness, but they really bounced back, and they really beat a D2 pitcher, a pitcher who signed for a D2 school out of Sandia High School. So they're at 1-1, and then Oregon Mountain is the other high school, big school out of Las Cruces, and they started off at 4-0, beating Hobbs 2 times and El Dorado 2 times. So a lot of good softball coming out of Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Good start. Yes, sir, definitely.
A lot of teams in this whole region for both El Paso and New Mexico as we get into the El Paso softball girls. Actually, if I can hit the right button there. In 6A, the Socorro Bulldogs showing a strong start as they lead it 16-2 before they head into district play there, Coach.
Yeah, Socorro, always a good program, and this year no different. 16 wins, 18 games they played already.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's what's surprising. Although they lost to a very good Desert Vista team this past weekend, 1-0. That shows you how good both teams are. But when you have the scores like 1-0, 2-1, those guys, that means both teams have good pitching, and you have to have timely hits.
And again, the pitching is what's needed. Again, to win the games and go deep into the playoffs and into state tournaments. And again, you pointed it out, Coach, but it's pretty amazing to me, right? The New Mexico schools, they just started their season. The El Paso schools are 18 games deep already. So again, that's pretty interesting to me. And again, the win streaks that really popped up to me was the Eastwood is on a 7-game win streak right now.
Yep. And, you look at the standings there so far. I know it's early on, but you got 1, 2, 3. You got 4 teams with pretty good records here to start the season.
And I like how they're spread out around the city as well, Coach. From Socorro to Franklin, and in between there you got Eastlake and Eastwood as well. So we'll see how that all comes together again when we get towards the end of the season. As
we move into District 1-5A, as the Jefferson Silver Foxes, Coach, 13-1-1. Currently riding a 2-game win streak. Good to see the Silver Foxes there competing on the top of the district.
Yeah, very good. 13 wins this early, only 1 loss, 1 tie. They're on a 2-game win streak, as you mentioned. But I think what really impressed me the most is the score. They beat a pretty good Austin team 17-0. So that pretty much that tells me that they've got some hitters that can hit the ball.
Yes, they can. And then again, right, we were talking about there's teams that played 18 games. Well, Chapin's played 20 and have won the last 5 of those 20. 5 in a row for Chapin. So again, right, spread out everywhere. Chapin's in the Northeast, right? Jefferson, Central, El Paso. So again, the talent is all over the city, not just in one spot.
As you guys are going to get a special delivery here, as Bubba's has some brand new mocktails here.
Oh, I'm a mocktail. Yes, I could do a mocktails.
Mocktails here, as we got Mystic Berry and Dragon Fruit Sparkler there.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much.
This is fancy.
Wow.
Nice. Cheers, Coach.
So Coach,
cheers.
It's big flavors, 0 alcohols, all right?
Thank you.
So Susie, don't worry.
21 years, no alcohol, so we'll take this.
Right there. And you guys can get these here at Bubba's, brand new. If you want to turbocharge it, you can add Red Bull for an additional fee there.
Oh, I love mocktails. I like it.
Wow.
That's fancy right there. That's fanciness right there for you guys
tasty.
there.
It's refreshing.
Refreshing. That is Liz there providing these mocktails for the gentlemen here as we move into District 2-5A.
It gets better and better.
Eddie's wide awake now here As we move into District 2-5A, that's going to be a very, very competitive district as Parkland is atop, currently at 16-4, riding a 2-game win streak. But El Dorado and Del Valle and Americas are right behind them there, Coach. That district is going to be a tough one to sort out.
Yeah, well, it certainly is. Parkland, they're strong every year, starting off 16-4 now. But, anytime you talk about in girls softball, anytime you talk about El Dorado and Del Valle and Americas, you're talking about top-notch programs. So it's going to be a dogfight again once district play starts.
It's really funny you say that, Coach, because I was just thinking, right, as an outsider, meaning me coming from Las Cruces, New Mexico, and of course I've learned a lot about El Paso sports over the last 10 years, but as an outsider, these names, as I look down the list top to bottom, are names in the sport of softball.
Oh, yeah.
And again, year after year, these are all teams that find ways to win and do it on a consistent basis.
Yeah, that's true. Just looking at Americas is 12-7, but they've won 7 games in a row. So that pretty much tells me that they're trending upward.
Those top 4 spots, you're going to be very tough there. It's going to be tough there for Horizon, Hanks, and Bel Air. Hanks, that was so dominant in those previous years.
Yeah.
With Desiree at the helm, looking to start to rebound there. It's going to be a tough one as this is the last year in this format as realignment has been taking place, and we get a new sort of mix coming up next year as well as we move into District 1-4A action. And the Young Women's Academy, Coach, 7-6 so far, but are riding a 3-game losing streak, and Riverside coming right behind them with a 2-game win streak.
Yeah, young women's being able to field a softball team and doing very well. Riverside, we always know about Riverside that they're always at the top or close to the top of district. And then you've got an Isleta team and a Bowie team right now that hasn't won the ball game, but I don't see that lasting very long. I think that they'll be a little bit more competitive once you get closer to district.
You bring up about young women's, being able to bring a team together and field a softball team, and seeing where they're at right now in the standings, 7-6 at the top of the standings. Of course, it's early, but I remember, if I'm not mistaken, Coach, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they make a nice push in the flag football season as well last year?
They did. They played some games. It was one of the other private schools, I guess, Harmony.
Okay, because I was just thinking. I remember young women's competing in volleyball.
Oh no, they did. Oh, definitely.
And again, they must have athletes if they're here and they're doing all these other things as well. That's my point I'm trying to make.
Yep.
Is that they have to have some talented athletes there if they're doing all these various things.
Correct.
It should be another tough one there as we move into 2-4A as Mountain View leads it there close. Sanelli on their trails 6-10. Tough division there for those small schools.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough situation all the way throughout the season, especially in district play, because you look at these at the list of teams. There's only 4. So they're all going to make the playoffs. So now the competition comes down to the seeding, and the higher your seed is, and then the lower seed you're going to play in the by-district round. So that's something that all these teams are going to play for once district play begins.
And unfortunately for these teams, I guess for me it's unfortunate because they got to play all the bigger schools right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And kind of, get beat up a little bit before heading into the district.
Correct.
Either that or travel very far to play similar sized schools.
Yeah, it is. That's going to be a tough one. And then last in 4-3A action, again, Anthony atop that district, 6-6, riding a 2-game win streak. Alpine 4-8, Presidio and Tornillo at the bottom of the list there. But again, good to see both the Wildcats in the boys and the girls division treading positivity.
Yeah, and being competitive. And I think that's always good for the school as a whole. And you look at the softball team here, they beat an urban team that's a 4A school, 32-8. So I mean, that tells you something about the way that they play and how their offense has been a little bit more effective. So again, we're going to have to wait and see once district play begins.
Anthony's making some moves on baseball and softball right now. I'm going to have to make a stop on the way over here at one point and check out a softball or baseball game over there in Anthony, Texas.
Right.
Again, we're here live at Bubba's 33 as it's Burger Monday Madness here. $10.99 burgers with some tater tots when you dine in. If not, after 9 p.m., you can get them for $7.50. This is the Inside Heat. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the World Baseball Classics and the El Paso Chihuahuas. We'll be back after this.
There will be a meet and greet March 12th at Bubba's 33 from 3 to 8 p.m. for the Monster Jam. The Monster Jam has become a extremely popular event here in El Paso, Texas. I want to say at least 5-6 years in a row. 20 years in a row? Oh, man. So 20 years of consistent showings of the Monster Jam. And the thing that always got me, Coach, is that when I worked at the Sunbowl Association, we got calls left and right because they thought we were the ones hosting that event. But the Monster Jam sells out year after year. So meet and greet. There's a hit ball by Orlando Samaniego. Goes to the
And welcome back here to Bubba's 33. I'm Asa Costa, joined alongside the Hall of Fame coach Tony Grijalva and Eddie Morelos. And the guys are sipping on their mocktails here. No alcohol on them, but they have the Dragonberry and the Mystic Berry mocktails here for Burger Monday Madness. The $10.99 burgers here at Bubba's 33. Gentlemen, AAA baseball is almost here.
Yes.
The pros are in spring training. But El Paso Chihuahuas have made some big moves so far in the front office. And, of course, they released their 2026 promotion schedule. But first, the big moves up there. Mr. Brad Taylor has been promoted to president and general manager of Mountain Star and the El Paso Chihuahuas.
I did notice that over this past week, and he's been a good leader for the team. I mean, everybody talks about, of course, some people may or may not know, but I've been working there at the stadium for the last probably 9 years, doing the pitch clock and scoring some games. And all the regular workers, they talk about what kind of leader. He's one of the hardest workers around there. Yeah. He is always on point of knowing what's going on with the team, what's going on in the stadium. And he's one of those kind of boots on the ground kind of leaders, you know what I mean? When there's weather delays, things like that, I always see him boom, 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 on the go, chatting with everybody, communicating. So I think it was a great move.
That is there. And then as you see on the your left side of the screen, new promo items for the Chihuahuas here. We'll go more in depth when we have some special guests from the Chihuahuas coming to talk about the new promos. We'll have DJ Jason Craig, the MC for the Chihuahuas, coming on our next show. That's the 16th. And a reminder, we'll have Coach Susi from EPCC and Sal Rocha on that show as well. But a lot of interesting, cool promo items there for the Chico birthday, the Bootmakers hat, the Star Wars night, of course, and some reversible jerseys that are going to be given away this year. Of course, there's going to be 8 big day matinees there as the city of El Paso loves their day baseball.
They do love day baseball.
Yep.
It's one of the most entertaining things that I get to be a part of and see year in and year out, Coach.
Yep.
And it's not even on the field, and it's not even the promotions that are the most. It's simply the fans.
Yep.
The fans get out there. They have a good time, you know what I mean? Yeah. And they have a good time. And I love it. I love watching the fans on those day games.
Well, and you really call them fans, because if they can get out there during the day, you know, and you go through the 9-inning games, and there's a lot of people that will do that. Yeah. And it's for a lot of people that I know, that's a favorite. It's a day game.
And you said one thing, Coach, that if they can get through a 9-inning game for those day games, I'm not lying. They get there before first pitch and will not leave till at least 30 minutes after the game is done.
I believe you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, record-breaking days there for the Chihuahuas. Like I said, we'll have more of the Chihuahuas and the season and, of course, the Padres action. But moving our thoughts to the World Baseball Classic that's going to start tomorrow. El Paso native Daryl Harnese, currently of the Athletics, is going to be with the Puerto Rico team there. As you see his official headshot there. Going to be playing for Puerto Rico this week in the World Baseball Classic, guys.
Puerto Rico will be taking on, and they're in the pool with Canada, Colombia, Cuba, and Panama. And we'll see. I think they're one of the favorites to come out of that pool right there, Coach.
Yep.
Again, I believe the two top favorite teams in all of it, however, are going to be Japan and the United States.
Sure, and it's going to be interesting once they get through a pool play. But to me, what I want to see is just the different players from the different teams, regardless of country, coming together to play, together, and I mean that in itself is going to be very competitive.
And I mentioned to you on one of the broadcasts that I was able to attend one of the World Baseball Classics,
right,
but
yes.
it was in Phoenix. And I got to watch Colombia, I got to watch the United States, Mexico, Great Britain, and it was a lot of fun. It's a spectacular event. If you ever get a chance to go, I really suggest it.
So right there, that's going to wrap it up here, gentlemen. A fully loaded show here for the season premiere of the Inside Heat. As we talked about, our next show will be March 16th. We'll have head coach from the El Paso Tejanos, Julian Susi, and Sal Rocha, who did hit for the cycle. And unofficially, I believe that's the first player for the Tejanos to hit a cycle. And, Coach, we got to see that one in person. Yep. We'll have them on the show along with the MC for the El Paso Chihuahuas, Mr. DJ Jason Craig there. Gentlemen, your final thoughts here on what's going to be a very, very fun baseball and softball week.
I just love baseball. The more I can get, the better. I'm excited for another Chihuahua season. Actually, I just want to throw out there really quick, the opening day for in town in El Paso is on the 7th of April 7th. That'll be against the Albuquerque team coming down. So that's the first official home game for the Chihuahuas.
Isotopes. You gotta love the isotopes.
Yep.
Coach?
No, I'm just excited to see tomorrow and watch the Tejanas play. First time they've been here in, gosh, I guess 3-4 weeks maybe. So get a chance to see them compete, and then a big series for the Tejanos as far as on the weekend. And then again, spring ball's coming up, and before you know it, MLB will be on. We're in full swing.
Full swing there. So for the Hall of Fame coach Tony Grijalva, Gabe Grijalva, Andre from Bubba's, and Miss Elizabeth Chavez from Bubba's, thank you so much for the mocktails and the food. We'll be back March 16th here at 6:30. Join us as we'll have some special giveaways and that much more. You're watching the Inside Heat right here on EP Sports Network.